Hey there. I don't know if you heard about Schumer, in the Senate. They were bringing forth bills to get the GOP on the record so people can look and see. Well, they just brought forth a bill about reproductive rights for women. Now, this bill changed nothing, it's status quo. All it was a declaration, basically, a statement saying women can have reproductive rights. That's it. There was no additions, no taking anything. Just straight across the board, just hey, women can have reproductive rights. Or we women have reproductive rights or something like that. It was just basic. Every GOP voted against it. That's their reaction, their reflex. Because it's so ingrained. So what does that tell you, folks? It's a basic bill that is nothing more than a statement saying women have reproductive rights. Because they don't want you to have reproductive rights. They don't want you to have any rights. Ladies, what are we going to do about that? Because if they don't want you to have control over your body, then that means they want control over you. A boot on the neck of women everywhere. If you can't control your own body, then what do you control? And every person in the GOP just said no. They do not support you having rights for your bodily autonomy. And that's just one instance. Sorry. If they're going to take away that, or they're going to keep pushing, because don't let them tell you it's about abortion. They're using that as a trigger word. That's their dog whistle. That's their gotcha. They're coming for birth control, IVF. And the funny thing is men have reproductive systems too. 14th Amendment equality under the law, Were we a normal in the not upside down, don't you think we should be calling for their restrictions as well on the male side? Equal under the 14th. Come on now. You see what I'm saying? Nobody will call for that because of the patriarchy and the misogyny. We could never do that to men, but we'll do it to you women because we are considered still in 2024 second class citizens. Ladies, what we going to do about that? I know I heard some clip and I did not click on it. I did not give it oxygen. But it was somebody else playing the clip. And the guy was sitting there and so women got mouthy. Now, I don't know the context. I don't know what's surrounding that. And maybe it was in relation to a specific situation, which still doesn't excuse it. His mama need to smack him upside the head, but people talk like that in front of me. You know my mouth's running because I'm not dealing with that. No, you don't come at me with that. And even in jest, it's not funny because we as women have had to claw for every little single thing we have. And in my lifetime, 50 years, around the time I was born, we just started to be able to have credit cards, own our own property, things like that. Get out from under the yoke and out from under the boot. I mean, come on. But back to the comment. I didn't click on it. Like I said, I'm not giving it oxygen. It was a right-wing media content creator, quote unquote. But what was funny was he said, yeah, women have gotten mouthy. It wasn't so much the statement, but the vibe coming off of him. You could feel he believed that he was superior. Take a minute and step back from that, ladies. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think so. I don't play that game. Not in the least. Superior? And you talk like that about us, and then you wonder why we get mouthy? It just comes back around to the people doing the screaming The ones wielding the hammer doing the breaking are usually the problem too. And they don't want to see it. They think they're all superior. They're in their little own bubble or whatever. But just remember that, folks. The GOP said, oh, yeah, we want IVF. And, they tried to soften the language. And softening the language, again, does not change the outcome. Just keep that right there in the front of your brain. Just because they change language doesn't mean the outcome's not the same. It means they're trying to make it look more palatable and more digestible to the public to bring people to their support. It's still garbage. They still want to take your rights. They still want you to be slaves under their system. Baby factories, Handmaid's Tale. That's what they want. And they've got them on about IVF and birth control. And they just said no. Oh, yeah, we support it, but we're not going to vote to protect it for people. They're so... And that's for people who want to go have children who cannot. IVF. So make it make sense. It's not about reproductive rights. It's about control. They don't want to represent. They want to rule. So they all went on. So think about it in your state. Those are your state senators. Half the population in their state is women. Are you going to let that stand? Are you going to let your senator come in and take your rights? You want to be told what to do? Well, if you do, peace be with you. Go on your way. But I have a sneaky suspicion that is not the majority of the women in the populations in the various states in this country. If you want to be led around on a chain, more power to you. I would suggest looking into some BDSM if that's your game, but because that's all it is. You're being led around on a chain. You got a sadist controlling you, and you obviously are the masochist that enjoys it. You like the pain. What is that? Think about it, folks. Think for yourselves, people, and educate, get it out into the world, tell people. That's why we're trying to spread a message here. We the people means you participate. Don't be letting it slide. Don't be letting it slide. Don't let the GOP have it, the radical GOP have it, because they want to control. Period. Full stop. That's it. They want control. Everything we've worked for, ladies, all the women that came before us to get us to this place. You want to throw that away? All their hard work? Everything they helped accomplish to get us where we are so that we can continue to carry that torch, to give it to the next generation? Do you want your children? Do you want your grandchildren? Do you want them to have to live under the boot of some man going to tell them what to do with their lives and their bodies? Ain't no game, people. Ain't no game. This is real shit in the real world. So, ladies, what are we going to do about it? Remember that. The GOP just voted to say no to women's reproductive rights. Think on that for a minute. All right. Peace out.